Alright, so this is going to be a scripting tutorial where I teach you how to do all the things that I did inside of my random Roblox chaos video. And so if you haven't already seen that video, I would recommend you watch that first before you watch this. So I'm going to put the link up here. And now if you're still here, that means that you probably already watched that or you just don't care. So let's get right into the scripting side. Alright, so first I am going to start with the least complicated out of all these things, and that's probably going to be Pooh Bear. So we're going to go into Workspace, and we're going to go into Pooh. And Corso has a proximity prompt with a script and the dragon. The dragon is just that mesh that you saw. Let's just drag it out. You know what? Let's just make the transparency 0. There's the dragon mesh. That doesn't really matter right now, but its transparency is 1, and it cannot collide with anything. So that when this proximity prompt, when we get close enough to this proximity prompt will be there, and there will be the script that will fire. Alright, so we got tween service, Pooh Bear, and so we're just finding Pooh. The dragon, prompt, and tween info. So the tween service is what allows you to smoothly put something from one place to another. And so we're just using the tween service to move both Pooh and the dragon. And so tween info.new 5 is how many seconds I want it to take. Linear easing style. And it's just going in. We don't want it to go out or anything weird like that. We do not want it to repeat. We do not want it to reverse. And we don't want to delay. So that's what this tween info is, which you need tween info to use the tween service. So on the prompt, which is right here, the prompt being triggered, it's going to connect a function. Don't know why there's a weird space in there. But the prompt.clickable prompt, after it's triggered, it's going to turn off the prompt. It is going to use this, and it's going to create that using the tween service and the tween info. It is going to create a tween with the torso of Pooh Bear using the tween info, and it's going to move its C-frame to its current C-frame. So it's tweening the torso to this vector, and we're just doing some math to figure out where we want that to be. So it's going to be the old C-frame plus a vector 3. This will total out where we want the torso to be at the end. And we do the same thing with the dragon. And after 1 second, it's going to play. Oh, it's gonna set the dragon's transparency to 0, so we can see the dragon now. And that's gonna wait a second, so we have a little delay. It's still holding on to Pooh before they both go up into the sky. And after both these are done, which it should be after 5 seconds, it's gonna destroy both of them. So we don't have to deal with them just sitting around somewhere. Alright. Now that we've gotten Pooh out of the way, let's go with the turnip, because the turnip is super simple. So if you haven't seen the turnip already, you can click this and little droplets come out. So this is like no code at all. We're going to clear that. But there's like no code involved with this. It is simply the turnip. I gave it a handle, and then I put a little particle on it. And that's it. So there was no big code thing, which is really nice when I don't have to do a lot of code because I've got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. But anyways, now let's move on to the guest. And we can go here, guest, and what's in here? Well, we immediately see a script. So let's see. Yep, this is the only script, which means this is super simple. Local H is the humanoid of our guest. Local F is the script.parent.following. Alright? Local function follow. Wait. There's also... I know there's a proximity prompt somewhere. I think. Is it on the torso? Yep, proximity prompt. Here's another script. This is important. So on the script.parent.triggered, it's going to connect a function. It's the player who triggered it, and it is going to find the player's character with all these a ridiculous amount of script.parents. And then its parent is going to be the player's character, and then the script.parent following.value, which is this right here, is going to be equal to true, which it is initially set to false, so that this doesn't trigger on its own. So, local H is the humanoid, we already covered this, and local F is following. And in order for it to follow it, it's just going to say if f.value equals true, h.move to script.parent.parent.humanoid root part.position. It's going to move to wherever the humanoid root part was when this function was called. And that's going to wait every 1 to 5 seconds, and it's going to call this. Very simple. Alright. Next, we have the capybara. And the capybara writing is super simple because it's just there's a seat on top of it right here. You can't see it for some reason, but let's set its transparency to 0. There's the seat. Transparency to 1. There, the seat's gone. And the seat just allows the player to sit on there, and you have to have it facing the right way. You don't want it to be facing some awkward way, because then your guy's going to be sitting on here and it's going to be facing like this way or backwards. But you want him to be facing the same way the capybara is facing. And then I create a little model for him. I got a walk animation, but we didn't actually use that. So if you want to see the walk animation, here, I'll show you real quick. Let's click on the capybara. There's a little simple walk animation. Tail. He wags his tail. I ended up using that, but it's kind of a cool little animation. So if you wanted to see something that you get to see for just watching this video, well, there's a little tail animation, a little walk animation that isn't in the actual video. But let's get back to the scripts. Alright, so here's our script, and this one's our most complicated script for sure, but it's still not that complicated. Local CL is going to be equal to game.workspace.capylocations. And so right here, you just get a whole bunch of parts, and let me show you. Yeah, there's just some parts over here to where we want our capybara to be able to pathfind to. Well, not pathfind, it's just moving to it. But local R equals math.random 1 through 9, local N equals 0. So for every thing inside of the Cappy locations, it is going to add 1 to N, and then if N is equal to R, so if our number is equal to our random number, it's going to have our capybara move to that, and that's just our function. And then it's going to wait 1 to 10 seconds, and it's going to Cappy move. And then we do, after the move to is finished, it's going to wait 1 to 10 seconds, and then it's going to move again. Very simple. Well, that is all I believe I added inside of here. And so if you found this stuff useful, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to join, of course, I would love for you to join my Discord server. I would love if you didn't comment down anything in my other video and there's something you do want to be added into this, you want me to make some random thing, comment that down in the description of the video. And comment any other scripting tutorials you might want me to add. Well, that is it for today's video. Goodbye.